IEM Cologne 2025 just gave us a ton of new tricks, and I've packed the best 75 into one video so you can start using them in CS2 right now. Let's jump into the first one. Device makes a 200 IQ play by jumping in the window ledge to intentionally body block the window smoke, which now leaves a huge gap to the right, which sets him up to get that easy frag. Staehr makes a great counter play to the top con smoke. He throws the bottom con smoke, pushes through, jumps on top of the box. Now he can see over the top of the top con smoke. What's more insane that it's very hard to spot Staehr. Nav gets smoked out palace, and look at the play that he has with this lineup. Without moving his mouse, he's going to strafe inside this corner and he's going to take out the CT despite not being able to see because of the smoke. Frozen shows a different lineup when palace is smoked out to take care of any CTs hiding on the balcony. EliGE shows two cool nades. The first one is as he's jumping out window, he's going to Molotov top mid and he's going to push underpass with this bounce flash. He doesn't get anybody with the flash as they're grouped up upper halls, and here is a Molotov to prevent the T's crossing to the top mid boxes. Flip makes a great play, body blocking the window smoke, throwing a top mid box Molotov, jumping on the window ledge so he doesn't get affected by that window smoke. He can see mid despite window being smoked out, and the Molotov forces LNZ out of position. If you're playing Firebox in the post plant, use this gap to spot towards jungle. The CTs will never pre-clear this angle and position. Rain playing Ticket gets info that there's a T on the opposite side of Ticket, so he's going to wallbang EliGE B, and then he jump spots another T, even tags them up. Uses wallbang to clear out Ticket and any T's inside a site. Frozen smokes bottom connector from apartments. First crouch as shown, then remain crouch. You're going to aim at this part of the antenna, then stand up and left click throw. Smoke gives cover to allow his teammates to go mid to B. NiKo has a set lineup to break open the top mid smoke. Aim here without moving your mouse. Make your way towards the window ledge once window is smoked off, then jump throw. This is going to set up Monty to peek top mid. This is the most meta Mirage boost in the pro scene. I feel like every game that I've watched in the last 2 months, you're going to see this boost used. Rain shows off an insane off angle behind Firebox, so he's crouched behind this angle and is going to work to perfection as he takes out Twist and gets a 2K, even taps the third player. Twist entering out ramp will think that Firebox is clear once he looks over towards Apex until he fully swings out. You just saw Twist throw that right side A nade set from ramp. Well, let me show you a safe way to do so, and a lot of pro teams are using this, such as Spirit, and then also Vitality uses the same lineup. From the spot where you can throw both right side A smokes, you can now throw a Molotov for sandwich, which Rain shows. You just aim here, left click throw. Mouse throws nades before they're coming out ramp, so this is going to alert Zontix, which sets him up to throw this defensive ramp A smoke. torzsi makes a genius play, dropping his incendiary for the Molotov to retake B, where the Molotov comes into play, burning Shiro. If it was an incendiary, who knows if that spread damage would have gotten to him. Thank you to SkinsMonkey for sponsoring the video. SkinsMonkey is a CS2 skins trading site where you can instantly swap out skins you don't like for ones you actually want. Don't waste your time using CS trade-ups and get nothing of value. On SkinsMonkey, you pick what you get. And if you're not looking to trade, you can buy skins directly too with a 35% deposit bonus when you use code NART. Make sure to use the link down below in the description. Don't Google it. Scammers are buying fake links. Use code NART for a free $5 to start. Links below. ZywOo shows an insane off angle to watch long, so he's standing on the back left corner of the table here, which is going to net him a 3K. The reason why this angle works is when T's come around the bracket corner, when they look at library, initially it's clear, but when they swing a little bit farther out, then it's a little bit too late when they see him. Frozen makes an amazing play holding for the jump spot car, and he deletes NertZ from the server. This is how 3D Max goes for the opening peek to set up Maka. He throws a smoke to put out the car Molotov, gets boosted behind half wall, which sets him up to see logs. Mozia has a way to silent drop from apartment balcony, so first stand inside this corner, aim here without moving your mouse, you're going to walk off and slide down. HooXi gets dropped an HE nade to where he's going to break open the bottom banana smoke for Device, who then is going to peek with his op, gets the opening pick, then once the smoke comes back up, HooXi throws another nade. molodoy sets up KSCERATO with this bottom banana smoke, and this smoke allows KSCERATO to push up to logs so he can go ahead and edge between the CT's Molotov and his smoke. So look what happens when HooXi pushes through the smoke. He does not realize that KSCERATO can be there. It's very hard to spot him too. Fallen shows the power of the Jiggle peek, so he's going to Jiggle peek short here, gets info that there's a CT, so he's going to peek with molodoy, and he's going to Jiggle peek again for the second CT. Look at how hard it is to land the shot onto Fallen. KSCERATO makes a snow play on CT pistol, bringing dualies inside church. The point of this is he's playing retake B, gets a couple shots in with his USP, then he's going to go inside church, switch out to the dualies, and waits for the T's to push him. Mouse try to take space in the post plant by going inside church, but KSCERATO makes him pay. HooXi throws a furious smoke, stand next to the umbrella, aim here, jump throw. Meanwhile, Wrinkle is going to push towards Car, and the Molotov is going to get extinguished by HooXi's smoke, so that's going to set him up to get this pick without worrying about the molly. G2 are going to rush Banana, and malbs throws a 200 IQ Molotov on top of the roof, and this is going to mask the noise that Car's Molotov off, while meanwhile that's going to give them ability to peek B. SunPayus shows off an insane peek on top of the log where he peeks to the left of the half wall, and this is going to throw Maka off. 3D Max Inferno CT setup inside apartments is unfair. It's a double CT setup that any T's peeking at the end of this hallway are going to peek into 2 CTs. Heavy Guy tries the HE nade peek, however that is going to be used for his disadvantage as the smoke gives cover for the CTs. Next time the T's smoke off bracket and you have a teammate nearby, have them boost you so you can see all the smoke. G spots the T's walking up short, so he's going to jiggle peek back and forth behind the wall, making it very hard to spot and hit him. Defend B with just one smoke. NertZ is playing from back coffins, throws a smoke off a fountain, and this is going to give him a lot of space and cover to work with. The T's get a false sense of hope that they could easily plant inside the smoke, but NertZ can hear them plant. It's an easy frag for him. Even if the T's smoked him out, he could push through with the cover of his smoke. Banana retake nades from CT, first stand in the middle of the wall for the half wall smoke, aim middle of the sign, left and right click jump throw for the Car Molotov, aim here, left and right click jump throw. Gamer Legion were spamming this nade set at Cologne, and also Apex from Vitality uses the same lineup. Mercury smokes off pit from Mexi, you aim here then jump throw, the smoke is going to land and cover both sides of pit, allowing Tyloo to wrap long to A. B rush smokes first CT, stand next to the barrel, aim at this part of the antenna, walk forward and jump throw. Then for the coffin smoke, stand under the bridge, aim at this part of the roof, then W jump throw. Perfecto plays this ninja position backside of B looking down, so he can't be spotted. Gamer Legion does not see anybody, so they think it's safe to plant in nobody's backside. Perfecto punishes them for not clearing backside. Major plays a very strong off angle to hold long A. He's crouched on this back wall of pit. He gets a free frag onto Chopper, then his teammate's going to flash for him to swing out of pit to peek long, gets another double which leads to a nice triple. From Team Spear's POV, ZywOo, the entry fragger, is going to clear out these positions, doesn't see Major at all, and then Chopper jumps on top and gets blindsided. NIP almost maxed their economy, so Snappy buys a second op on Dust2's T side to go for the opening peek, misses the shot, but that shot is used as bait, as we see Wrinkle peek right after, catches out Maka, so Maka hears the shot towards the left side, look towards the left, and then we have the peek from the right. Pros started using this new lineup to throw the A cross smoke because it wouldn't be body block like the old one, however it can be body block as you can see, so now we gotta come up with a new way. We gotta go back to the old bread and butter as Major does here. Monacy gets boosted top of the boxes short to peek lower tunnels, gets the opening peek. The reason why this boost is sometimes better than the boost behind that right wall, any T's doing this lower boost will not be able to spot you. Maka uses this boost for an off angle AWP peek for any CTs holding this ledge. Look at KSCERATO's scope placement, definitely not expecting it. Some say this smoke is stronger or as important as the long A corner smoke because it allows you to contest long. You can use it for the opening peek or you can use it to help contest long as you can edge the Molotov. Bait have a strategy where they pinch on tunnels from lower and upper, and before Essential pushes upper, he's going to throw a Molotov to make it sound like tunnels is Molotov off. Smart play from Falcons, Kiyosuke first smokes off ramp, then before he pushes through, NiKo is going to spray the smoke to make it look like nobody is there. Kiyosuke continues to push through the smoke into Trophy, gets a kill into PR. PR got baited and let down his guard at the last second. If you want to clear out back main in Africa, then throw this Molotov from ZTR who's on top Twinkie, he's crouched, then he's going to aim to the right of the roof, right click throw. The Molotov is fully going to spread and cover any CTs playing back here. Tanir makes his presence being on top Twinkie by shooting, so NIP get this info, so HooXi is going to break open these windows on rafters and he's about to throw this HE nade that goes through the windows that is going to do damage to any T playing on top of Twinkie, but he doesn't throw the nade. This is how you smoke heaven from T roof. Stand next to the vent, put your crosshair here, then you're going to run forward and jump throw. The smoke is going to bounce at this dome, land inside heaven. FaZe are splitting A through main, and before they entry in, Brokey throws his HE nade and they're going to peek behind the cover of the nade for the smoke to make it hard for the CT playing on top of HUT to spot them. Snow entries main very fast with the use of this run boost. If the CTs did throw outside Molotov, he could easily avoid that. His teammates also throw an outside smoke wall, which he uses the smoke to sneak through, where he's going to end up with an insane 3k. mozzie gets run boosted on top of blue to go for this opening peek with the op, and while he's doing so, we've got Kixon setting up for an HE nade to break open the CT's glaive smoke. This is Suhi's favorite play on Nuke. First he smokes off the door, then he pushes through the door to the right side where he fades out the smoke to catch any T's by surprise. Falcons are retaking lower, tests from single before swinging out the door, is going to throw a flash to the right of the site that lands behind the pillar so he doesn't get flash when he swings out. Kyusuke has this nade set where he molotovs T Red and then throws an HE nade off the fence. The molotov covers multiple red angles. FaZe executing upper, Wonderful throws a fake hut molotov to make it sound like no one's inside hut to allow EliGE to peek lobby where he gets one before being traded. Navi with a simple genius play to shut down outside, so we've got Wonderful throwing an HE nade for Makaze, who is going to first break open this outside smoke, sets up Wonderful to get the frag, and then the second nade is going to be used to break open this other smoke, which is going to set up for the second frag. Navi retakes B, and Makaze is going to go down vent safely by Jiggle peeking to get info, and he realizes it's a Glock, so he's going to drop down and fight Chiro. Good info play from Makaze that leads to this favorable duel for him. Makaze throws a Molotov towards Glaive that's going to mess up the outside smokes that would be from T Red to Secret. So we've got Navi and Straws throwing this Molotov. I wonder what other teams will start too. NIP have an insane play on CT side Nuke that involves Shush throwing the door smoke early on. Kaspersky is waiting for the door to be naded open by the T's. Once the door is blown up, Kaspersky pushes through and catches two of the T's off guard. What's 200 IQ about this play is NIP are using the T's nade against them, breaking open their smoke. So nothing sus is happening, and also the T's won't think the CTs are going to push through their own smoke. Naf has a round winning post plant Molotov for B, stand in the corner of the box, aim here at this part of the door, jump throw. This Molotov forces Regali off the defuse, which he picks up a smoke, puts it out, however it's a little too late. Pain Gaming have a unique Cheetah boost where they smoke in front of Cheetah, then they're going to boost behind the cover of the smoke with his off angle peek towards elbow, and fortunately for them JDC spots him. If Cheetah is smoked out like this, it's going to leave a gap inside the window, so you can easily boost on top of the platform to see towards the window of the gap to punish any CTs peeking. If you want to cross into A site safely without having a smoke for donut, run boost, except FlyQuest mess it up here. And QC goes for a super aggressive off peek towards Cheetah, and before he does so, he throws a smoke behind him. This smoke would have put out the T's Molotov, which would have allowed him to stay longer to peek towards Cheetah. Wonderful makes a genius play holding banana from short, and he hears the nades coming in, so he is going to edge between the smoke and Molotov to get this opening pick on Kerrigan, then fall back safely. From Kerrigan's POV, he's not expecting anybody to be there. Dominate mid control with these mid flashes. First stand next to his wall, aim at this mark, then without moving your mouse, strafe behind the left door and red, then left click throw when your teammates call for the flash. The timing of these flashes are thrown when the T's mid Molotov ends. This is the perfect donut flash from heaven. Stand behind this wall, aim here, then jump throw. Any operators holding this tight angle will get fully white. Now a smoked out red has a set lineup to see through the smoke. Stay behind the wall, aim here without moving your mouse, straight behind the doorway, then shoot. This is the most meta Ancient T side flashes for B site when you're executing B. These flashes are super good and they're being used by so many pro teams because they land behind the pillar, they won't blind your teammates as they run up banana, and they're going to blind multiple positions including long, which the B anchor is usually at. This is a pro tip in clearing cave. You want to clear out this right side before you clear out that left when you get inside this doorway. By doing so, you're not going to be exposed to any CTs playing on top of that box. The reason why Spink spots Donk was because Donk was focused on the CT in the entrance. Same entry pathing from Kerrigan. Once he clears out that back cave, he's going to clear out this right side before clearing out the left. Chopper shows a very strong off angle inside of the Cheetah doorway that is going to lead him to this easy frag on Brolin. So why this also works is because often this is the angle where teams are pulling out the Molotov to throw it. To counter this off angle, EliGE first jiggles, doesn't see anybody, which allows him to safely Molotov, then he's going to jump spot through the window and sees the CT there. With his Molotov up to clear out the right, he can easily go inside Cheetah and clear out the left. Double cave setup from Mouse, which allows Spinks to hold this off angle here. The reason why it's strong is because when T's entry up banana, they're not going to spot any CTs holding from inside the gap. So now they might think this angle and position is clear until they swing out and they're going to get caught. Yakina hits an insane wallbang onto this windows onto Jimmy, who is above Popdog. Torzsi swings Ivy, spots Molodoy behind the wall, and finishes him off by tapping on his toes. So yes, there's a gap below the walls. Hunter shows the best flash to take Popdog control while his teammates pushed up. He's going to throw the flash off this wall, which bounces perfectly, blinding any CTs inside Pop. Flamesy stood no chance. Tessa shows the best spot to anchor B on Train. So he's on this ladder of oil and he's able to see towards upper and lower at the same time. This is a super safe position for him to get information as he's not exposed. Everybody needs to learn this Popdog Wallbang because in every match, every game, CTs are always pushing Popdog, so let's punish them with this Wallbang. That's all 75 tricks from IEM Cologne 2025. I didn't include overpass because I dropped a full overpass tips video last week. Click here to watch it and get caught up.